As you've probably realized, both tsumetai and oishii are adjectives. Do you remember our practicing adjectives before? Though it was many lessons back, I admit.
これは大きいタオルです。
これは小さいタオルです。
When we practiced adjectives before, each one was followed by a noun. We had, for example, a big towel and a small towel. But the adjectives Jan used were in a slightly different pattern. Watch this.
お待ちどうさまでした。
それ大きいですね。
どうぞ。
ありがとう。それ小さいですね。大きいです。
小さいです。大きいですね。
小さいですね。
重いですね。
軽いですよ。
重いです。
軽いです。
重いです。
軽いです。
暑い。暑い。はい。
暑いですか？
はい、ちょっと暑いですね。あー、涼しい。とても涼しいです。ありがとう。
暑いですか？暑いですか？
とても涼しいです。とても涼しいです。
They used a lot of adjectives, didn't they? Were you able to guess what they meant?
それ大きいですね。
どうぞ。
ありがとう。それ小さいですね。
First of all, when she was comparing the size of the desserts, Sumihara-san used the words for big and little, didn't she? The word for big or large is
大きい。大きい。
and the word for small is
小さい。小さい。
just the use of a single word like this would convey the meaning it's big, it's small, and so on. But when a person wants to convey this meaning to a listener, he usually adds ですね, which makes his utterance politer.
大きいですね。
小さいですね。
Let's go on to the adjectives used in the next scene.
重いですね。
軽いですよ。
It's obvious what these words mean, isn't it? The word minasan used means heavy.
重い。重い。
And the adjective Sugihara-san used means light.
軽い。軽い。
When one person is speaking to another, he will probably use these adjectives like this, with des.
重いです。
軽いです。
The first sentence means it's heavy, and the second, it's light. Now, let's go on to the third scene. What adjectives were used in it?
暑いですか？
はい、ちょっと暑いですね。ああ、涼しい。とても涼しいです。ありがとう。
Here you heard the adjectives meaning hot and cool. The word for hot is
暑い。暑い。
and the word for cool, as in cool weather or cool air, is
涼しい。涼しい。
well, to be sure that you've got the feel of the difference between adjectives without des in the plain form and adjectives with des, watch this once more.
いらっしゃい。
お邪魔しています。
麦茶をどうぞ。
ありがとうございます。冷たい。美味しいですね。
Okay then, let's practice and see if you can put these adjectives to use. Compare the size and tell me whether these pandas are large or small. All right, how about this panda? Is it a big one or a little one? Tell me in Japanese.
大きいです。大きいです。
Then how about this one? Is it big or little?
小さいです。小さいです。
Got that? Then let's look next at this.
座布団をどうぞ。ありがとうございます。
毎日暑いですな。
そうですね。
毎日暑いですな。
そうですね。
In their final exchange, you heard another example of an adjective plus des.
暑いです。暑いです。毎日暑いですな。
We've come upon this word atsi before. Do you remember what it means? That's right, hot. So the sentence marked 1 means it's hot every day, isn't it? The word na at the end is about the same as ne and is used to appeal to Jan for his agreement. Unlike des ne, however, des na is used mostly by men and by older men at that, so it's not really an expression that most of us should use.
毎日暑いですな。
そうですね。
毎日暑いですな。
そうですね。
Well, when Mr. Suzuki said to him that it was very hot every day, what was Jan's response?
そうですね。そうですね。
This is used to show agreement or to suggest one's sympathy for what the other person has said. It is perhaps the most commonly used sentence in all Japanese, so do learn it. Now, let's find out about another sort of expression with adjectives. It appears in this scene.
ヤンさん、高山も暑かったですか？
昼間暑かったですね。
ヤンさん、高山も暑かったですか？
昼間暑かったですね。
While the Suzukis and Jan were talking about Takayama, Mrs. Suzuki asked Jan if it was hot there too.
ヤンさん、高山も暑かったですか？暑かったですか？暑かったですか？
Jan answered that it was hot during the daytime.
ええ、昼間は暑かったです。暑かったです。暑かったです。
It's this form, atsukatta, that we want you to learn next. Watch and listen once more.
ヤンさん、高山も暑かったですか？
昼間暑かったですね。
ヤンさん、高山も暑かったですか？
昼間暑かったですね。
You have already learned, is it hot, in Japanese. Now we want you to learn, was it hot? Let's compare and see what has to be changed in order to express this difference in meaning.
暑いですか？
暑いです。
暑いですか？
暑いです。
暑かったですか？
暑かったです。
暑かったですか？
暑かったです。
What's different? Yes, the adjective atsi has changed to atsukatta. This is an easy form to make. Just drop the final i and add katta instead. Well then, can you form the adjective that means was cool?
涼しい。
涼しかった。
涼しいです。
涼しかったです。
Okay? Then let's see another example of a past adjective which was used in the skit.
高山へいらっしゃったんですか？古い日本の建物を見に行きました。いかがでした？いやー、素晴らしかったです。いかがでした？いやー、素晴らしかったです。
A very common expression appeared here. Listen.
いかがでしたか？いかがでしたか？
This means, what did you think of it? And leads to Jan's response that it was wonderful. This question is extremely useful when you want to ask a person his impression of something, so please learn it. Minasan will say it for you, so repeat after him, imitating his pronunciation as carefully as you can.
いかがでしたか？いかがでしたか？
The question, どうでしたか? which appears in the next set of examples, is a more direct way of asking exactly the same thing. Sugihara-san seems to have just finished reading a book. Kaiho-san wants to ask her her impression of it.
杉原さん、どうでしたか？
面白かったです。
杉原さん、どうでしたか？
面白かったです。
Omoshiroi means interesting, and so the answer she gave means it was interesting. Here, Minasan has just finished his meal. Sugihara-san is going to ask him what he thought of it.
峰さん、いかがでしたか？
大変美味しかったです。
峰さん、いかがでしたか？
大変美味しかったです。
大変美味しかったです means it was very good. Sugihara-san is just leaving after a dance recital. This time, you ask her her impression of it. Go ahead.
いかがでしたか？
とても素晴らしかったです。
いかがでしたか？
とても素晴らしかったです。
When you ask her what she thought of it, she answered that it was very good. Totemo means very or extremely. Now, let's watch a little skit which includes some of the things we've learned today.
原さんねえ杉原さん暗いですね。
怖いですか？
とても。
怖かったですか？
ええ、怖かったです。もっと見たいですか？
ええ、見たいです。
じゃあ私は帰ります。
え？
怖かった。いかがでしたか？面白かったですか？面白かったですよ。あれ？ミネさん、私ですよ。ミネさん。
面白かった。
In the summer, the Japanese enjoy this sort of thing at amusement parks. Maybe a good scare is cooling.